Alrighty, good morning everybody. Today is Harvester Wash Day. Won't spend too much time talking about it, we'll just get into it. I'll show you bits and pics, but yeah, it's not going to be very exciting just watching me wash this all day, but oh, she should look a lot different by the end of the day, hopefully. She needs it. So, don't forget to subscribe and let's see what we can do today. Alright, we're about, we're 2 hours in. My second tank of gas in the pressure washer just ran out. So we're just doing a low pressure rinse. This is where the fire hose in the new wash bay is going to be awesome. Because yeah, you just, with the pressure washer, you'll spend an hour blasting this stuff around. It ends up there and down here and over there, and a little bit of high volume, low pressure water goes a long way from this point. It's going. It just splashes everywhere. If I blew it off, it would have been half as hard, but I don't know. It is what it is. No matter what, it's going to end up on the ground somehow, and at least once it's wet, it doesn't become airborne again. It sticks to whatever, and you just got to make it stick to the ground. But probably do another tank full before we go for lunch here. Alright, well, used up another tank of gas. Went around it one more time. Our short little pressure washer wand is still up on top of the dryer. If it isn't freezing rain when I get back from lunch, I'll maybe climb up and grab it. But that's the short wand's really nice for standing inside there, and you can go either side. We're getting there. I apologize for the steam, but I still got to go up top. I haven't been up top at all. I know people say start from the top and work your way down. It doesn't matter on something like this. There's so many nooks and crannies, and as soon as you hit one dirt pile, it blows it up on top anyway. It's just, the only way to do it is to keep going around and around and around. At least if I go up top, now, 95% of the stuff is already on the floor. It's not going to go up when I come back down here anyway. So, did once around on the feeder house. Let it soak and get all this stuff softened up, and I'm going to run for lunch and we'll carry on after lunch. Alright, I've changed into a dry sweater. It's not dry anymore, but went up top, did one quick swoop around the top, put my shorter wand on. My really short one is still up on top of the dryer, but it's currently pouring, so I'm not going to go retrieve that just yet. I did leave the maintenance lights on while I went for lunch, so it's kind of my own fault that the harvester doesn't start now. So we'll give this bad boy a go. I don't really know how to boost. Hopefully it's not too much for 24 volt. Yeah. We'll see what happens here. I had the trickle charger on it for a bit, but I think she just needs some high quality jam. All right. One thing, I get why the cord is short, the leads, but 2 of the 3 times I've started something, it's fallen on the floor after I got the thing running because it vibrates so much. But all right, we'll put you there. I wish we put the spout up before we took the tires off because it is kind of, it's a little bit sketchy starting it like this. You definitely don't want to herky jerk it too much. I guess we'll try the other battery. Okay, we'll let her charge up for a minute. Don't really dare put the spout out to the side because there is the possibility of it getting a little tippy. Don't really need that excitement today. So. Calling it a day. Day 1. It's pretty decent. I would say we got 90% of the stuff off. It's good from afar, but far from good. Still a few nooks and crannies in there. We got to put the really, Chris climbed up the dryer and grabbed the really short one, so we'll get after that tomorrow. We'll get the inside. Just keep working it to the floor, I guess. Should take those applicators off because there's a lot sitting on the fender still. And
there's not actually.
oh no, good stuff. Yeah,
At least before I glue it back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot of crud that came off of this thing. We'll pick it back up tomorrow, I think. I don't know. I think washing the combine is easier. This is probably one of the most tedious things to wash. Like there's so many layers to it. With the combine, you got your panels, and then you got the outside of the inside of the combine, basically. Like nobody ever washes inside the combine. Where this thing, you got your panels, then you got your subframe, then you got your inside. Like you're washing everything. 2 sides of everything too, not just, I don't know. And the combine's pretty, like, there's some nooks, but there's not like this. This is ridiculous, but it's rewarding when you get it done. Oh wow, look at all that stuff up there. That's another thing, once you get the steam rocking, you can't really, you're just going in there blind and you assume that you get it clean, but there's a lot of stuff up in the corners there. And yep. But always fun. I'm glad I didn't wash the forklift. I probably should have moved that. But the whole shop needs a wash now. It just goes everywhere. That's why we want to stop doing this. But I want to get going on washing. I don't want to wait all winter. So feels good to have this done anyway. We'll definitely wait for the combine until the wash bay's done and any manure equipment. But yeah, we'll probably pick this one back up tomorrow then. All right, it is the next day. We are gonna pick up on this again. Our water is just atrocious. We might price out a softener system for that new wash bay. For sure, we're going to collect some rainwater, and we can rinse equipment off with rainwater, which is semi-soft anyway. But yeah, another day of fun. We should be able to throw the tires back on and make them mobile again by the end of today, I'm sure. But just keep blasting stuff around. Alrighty, well. it good enough. I'm confident we have 98% of it on the floor right now.
So we look for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just gonna spray foam it and then we'll scrub it down good and rinse it off and call it a day. I don't know. There's always gonna be trickles of stuff. That's not gonna rust the harvester though. At least it's not a big ball sitting there damp all year. Grab a brush and go to town. Okay, we're doing the final rinse. Take cold water. We'll do most of it with the pressure washer. And then we'll run around with the garden hose and squirt anything else to the ground and call it good. We'll get the tires back on. I want to run the automatic greaser, get grease back in the bearings, and then we're actually supposed to get a bunch of rain tomorrow. I might pull it out through the day, let the rainwater hit it to wash the iron off of it from our water. So, and it might have a bit of a shine to it for a bit anyway, till it gets dusty. We're gonna wash the rims and some panels and do a bit more work on this, but the harvester itself is pretty much done. All right, well, we're calling it good enough. Got all the shields back on. We're gonna throw some tires on. I got the feeder house all cleaned up as good as it ever gets. That thing's really hard. There's probably 2 inches of caked on corn snot top to bottom on the inside, but it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, that was a lot of work. She was dirty. But the builders just pulled out with the last piece of their equipment. The inside of the wash bay is all tinned up now, so I'll take you in there before it gets dark. And yeah, I don't know if this will be the last thing we ever wash in this shop, but there won't be many more. That is nice. I don't know how well it's going to work because our floors in the wash bay are sloped towards the pit slightly. So you might fight that a little bit, but that's nice. I take back what I said. The reason I don't ever use it is because it's shoved in the corner, but that is, we're going to use a lot more while we're washing here. Well, we got a little side project going on. I stole a pulley off of one of the 3-phase motors to get our single-phase motor going back in the fall when we were trying to move that pile of wet corn. And I stole the pulley off of a wheat bin, and I remember saying, oh, they're not going to come get wheat this week. No big deal. Well, now they want to come get wheat, so I got to swap the pulley back, which I broke all 3 pusher bolts trying to get it off. I was able to pound it off with a hammer, so at least I can do this in the shop. But yeah, we got to weld some nuts onto these, which I might just go a size bigger and suck them out. A couple of oversized nuts, be able to bite on really good to the broken bolts. Always wear eye protection. The trick to that is letting it cool. Don't just get on there with the impact once you tack them on. That'll be 1/2 inch now too. Cool. Those obviously go easy because there's no torque on them anymore. That's all we had to do. They are regular Imperial bolts, so grab some out of the bolt bin and go shove this new pulley on. Guess I could have brought you with me, but we just went and zipped that on quick. So he's good to fill the overhead with wheat whenever he fires the generator up. But grab the jack, plop these jack stands out, and hopefully Chris shows up shortly that we can remate the two together. Lug nuts on. Want me to open the door? Just a little bit of stuff came off. She was pretty bad this year. Alright, we got that all buttoned back up. I'm gonna wash the front off with the garden hose, and I want to pressure wash. We opened up the head, we'll pressure wash the inside of the head before we set it outside, but I want it left like that so we can work on it without the harvester if we are looking for something to do. But I'm gonna go grab our battery booster, and we're gonna go move the grain buggy and pick up the corn head. Hey, come to get the corn head. Fortunately, the buggy's in the way, which is what it is. And this tractor's pretty notorious for just being dead after it sits for any length of time, so I guess if we want to try it, we can try it. She's either going to have nothing or it's just going to click, though. These Tier 4Bs are notorious for that. Nothing. Not great. I'll tell you when, okay? Okay. Taking booster cables like 45 minutes to get the batteries warm enough to do anything. It's already saving money. She looks pretty good. Crones are notorious for paint fading, so it never stays shiny like it does when it's wet, but looks a lot better than it did. His cab must be a little damp. He has to wipe his windows. Grab this girl quick and head back to the farm. Snowdrift is proving to be troublesome still. be fun getting this out because it's kind of max height as it is when it's folded up. Hopefully it folds up. We sometimes have issues with that. Which I might have to push. Yeah. Switch with him. He's gonna have to push the buttons on the cord head. Okay, he's gotta push some buttons down there when rightio. It basically just runs off of pressure switches in the hydraulic system. Like, there's not actually, to my knowledge, there's no electronics involved with the folding, but it relies on buttons being pushed to unlock other functions of the hydraulics. So that's all he's doing, is he's pushing the pressure switch. We have to go through and adjust everything. It hooked a tree opening up a field, and it hasn't been right since. Something got bent to stop it enough from meeting its pressure points, I think, is the issue, because this is get her all cleaned up too. That'll help a lot. There was a fellow quite a few videos ago that asked if we sold all the Drago stuff. It's still here. That's actually that tractor's next job, is getting hooked onto the manure boom, and gotta get this in the shop this month. Try and do manure stuff first, because it always goes first, and then we work on planters, and yeah. I try and get this thing buttoned up sooner than later, because we always seem to run out of time for it too, but it's due for a full service, full fluids, full everything, so we gotta make sure we get it done this year. Cool. Kind of sick of pressure washing. I don't know if either of us are going to want to do that corn head today. At least it'll be home, and at least it'll be thawed. I think I'm just going to pull the buggy into the wash bay, and I can show you guys quick what they got done there. And don't know if we'll get too much else. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, so. I was going to pull this into the wash bay, but it's so covered in corn chaff dust. It was parked beside the bins for a few weeks, and we shipped out a few loads of dry corn. It's supposed to rain a lot tomorrow, so maybe I'll just leave this outside and get washed off in the rain if I don't get to it. If I don't pull it in the shop before then. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to let her thaw the natural way. But yeah, I can give you the official walk around of the new wash bay. We have to dig hydro from that building over to here. We have to dig down and tap into the water. This will be our utility room. I think the pressure washer will get mounted in here, but yeah, they've got all the steel up. And now you might be wondering why the choice of colors. Bruce bought this steel at an auction. I bet it was pre-COVID. It's been sitting on our yard for a very long time because we knew we wanted to do this. And he got that steel, like, wicked good deal. So yeah, we had it. We had got the gray and the white and a bunch of green. That's why you probably don't even notice it until I mention it, but the trim is green, then gray, then white. And to be completely honest, we were going to do green. I don't know if you can see, these were 8-foot sheets. That's where we ran out of white steel. The rest of the building was going to be in green because that's what we have. We have it here. And 2 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered. Who cares? Nobody would see it. It's for washing. Like, we were just happy to have a wash bay with tin. Like, but yeah, now that you guys come around, we said, let's do it right. So that's why 2 different colors. The steel was already here, and we did bite the bullet and buy more white steel to finish out the roof, so everything somewhat matches. But yeah, they did an awesome job on this thing. Dynamic Builds is the company that did it. We've watched them, seen them build quite a few dairy barns in the area, and they're quick, they're fast, they do good work, and they were willing to work with old steel. Like, those are 8-foot pieces. It probably took them twice as long to do that side. I guarantee it did, as it did just using new steel. But they let us use our steel, so that saved us a lot of money. And yeah, so we got to run some lights, we got to run some heat, we got to run some water. And it sounds like the doors are being a bit of a runaround, which is annoying. But every company that we've talked to wants 21 inches minimum, and we have 18, which our one door in here is only 16. And the builder said that if you can't find somebody to do it on 18s, give us a call back, because we know lots of companies that think, yeah, some people just don't want to work harder or think differently, I guess. I don't know why that's not enough room to shove a door up in, but she's gonna be nice. She's gonna be real nice. 8 degrees tomorrow, or 4 degrees tomorrow and 8 degrees Saturday, so she should thaw out nicely. Get those fans in and seal her up, and I'm excited. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get too much more done today. We'll get this harvester inside and let that corn head thaw off, let the buggy thaw. We'll probably pick it back up tomorrow. So I do appreciate everybody watching. I hope the audio's better today. Bluetooth wasn't working. I did get a new mic cord for... We're trying. Keep trying to find the video. I remember Welker Farms mentioning what they use, and I'm sure Larson has before too, but I just can't seem to find that video. It's I can only find mics that are directional, so when I turn the camera away from you guys, it would get quieter, and I don't like that. I need a omnidirectional mic, and I cannot seem to get one in Canada, so let me know. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.